afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one and only Master Propaganda. Off here to our 1v1 on road to Tunis. In the west stands Umirinbrah, fighting for the Wehrmacht of Germany, Deutschland, the 21st Panzer Division, tasked by Rommel himself to assail the American positions and shore up for a new, fresh offensive. In the east stands Oziligath, fighting for America, freedom, democracy, liberty, the 1st Infantry Division, tasked by Patton to hold the line no matter what, or he's going to get really rude. Umirinbrah committing to breakthrough, handing out MP40s in the near future as men really pumping up there for the assault here as the men of the 4th Panzer Grenadier Company are assembled. As for Oziligath, we got scouts out, we got a rifle on the way there. As always, a big hearty thanks to my patrons for their continued generous and, quite frankly, critical support of the Propagandacast. Without their support, the Propagandacast would not be possible. So big thanks to all those people, and a big thanks to all who keep commenting and liking on their videos. It may not appear as big, but it still helps me out a ton there with the YouTube algorithms. And finally, a big thanks to Ruby Two Shoes for donating to the Propagandacast via the YouTube Super Thanks system. So big thanks to you, Ruby Two Shoes. Most appreciated. Grenadier moving forwards there. Looks like they will occupy the house here, scout for any remnants of goodies. Going for the field point here, scouting northwards. 2nd Grenadier Squad here for Umirinbrah. And most of these builds would typically go for heavy grenadiers, maybe some machine guns, and then veterans who want faster with the officer quarters. We'll have this, of course, if that is what Umirinbrah does. But so far, it would appear we got 2 grenadiers, 2 pioneers. Meanwhile, for Oziligath, we got 2 routes groupings in southwards here, looking to outflank here the German position around the centre. Pioneer heading westwards. 2nd Grenadier Squad, their Coh3 bolt action rifles ready, the main rifle of the German army. Though in many cases, if the German soldier gets his hand on anything with a high rate of fire, they were typically keen on putting aside the Coh3. For that, typically submachine guns, or even captured semi-automatics from the enemy, particularly on the Eastern Front, were quite commonly utilized there. So, in the south, Oziligath on the 1st Invasion making great progress here. No sign of Umirinbrah, who's putting his grenadiers northwards, sandbags down, grenadiers heading northwards, pioneers further advancing northwards. We got scouts for the northern field point, and we got the route squad here. Shots fired. Coh3 versus the M1 Garand's 3rd Grenadier Squad for Umirinbrah, so could be a 3 Grenadier MD42 or even a 4 Grenadier build here. We'll have to see what exactly it is up here with Umirinbrah up north. Pioneers pursuing the scouts, who definitely did scout out something here from Umirinbrah. It's the guns. MP40s on the way, the Maschinenpistole and frantic, which is typically not handed out in large numbers of German infantry, by the way. And it was more specific missions, they required more firepower. They gather a bunch, hand them out. Or typically under the squad leader or a company command leader, something that'd be equipped with an MP40 as a fun fact. And use the rifle squad here. Pushing up the south. And apparently there was also an indication that Jaegers might have been pretty heavily equipped with MP40s as well, interestingly enough. It's a bit difficult to find enough sources for that, I find. So, 3 Grenadiers, 1 with MP40s here, more moving ahead here. Rifle squad can push up here. Oziligath is getting the south of the road. Umirinbrah and the Germans are getting the north side of the road. So we're looking at shall we say, west-east axis of the map here. Skirmishing happening across the road. Grenadiers moving forward. Samax on the calf point here. Very good plays here so far from both sides. Aggressive, driven, tactical. Looking to gain the upper hand on the other chap. And we got the MD42 there for Umirinbrah. It's a Maschinengewehr 42. Skirmishing continues here. Rifle squad there bleeding out a bit here as the Coh3 head home. Pioneers moving up. At long range, the Grenadiers do have a slight advantage with the Coh3 out, as the rifles typically up close to riflemen will, beat up the German Grenadier. MD42 was on also, from the recording of this video, but on Thursday we'll be getting a new balance patch after a developer stream from a Relic. So, a bit of a heads up there. Something to look forward to, and hopefully we also finally get that roadmap. But there you go, more skirmishing here. Oziligath and the Americans struggling to cross the road here. Camping out for Oziligath, of course, means the infantry support center. Very common pick here. Machine gun catch rifle squad by the center. Push him down to the ground here. Bob there falls short of breathing. Captain pushing northwards here. Will be see tech here from Umirinbrah. We'll be seeing officer quarters, as we typically see with these kind of builds by now. Or will it go for more grenadiers? Will it go for another machine gun? There's multiple paths here we can see. And we got, what is this? The Weasel with an Assault squad. That means special operations battle group here from Oziligath. But crucially, he went for the rather not as common, but still fairly decent assault weasel team, or weasel assault team, which some players actually prefer because, again, getting out that assault engineer squad with the flamethrower is actually quite nice there. As you do save a bit of manpower in this combo. So, sneaky play there. We got a mortar out. Even got a 30 cal being dropped down as well there by Oziligath. Going for a much more aggressive push with that one. We don't quite, I think, see this type of aggressive push with the support weapons, but really nice to hear. But now, Oziligath pushing for the fuel point, going in here very aggressively on the field. When you simply don't see, I think they won't be this aggressive, but Umirinbrah, there's Oziligath, Umirinbrah is really playing aggressively. He's also, I think, going for another MD4, so there's 3 Grenadiers, 2 MD42s here. There's Oziligath here. Machines about to be crewed here. Grenadiers push back, but not before they're fuel point neutral. Really wrapped it up now here for Oziligath. Umirin is heading home here, and he is not letting down. But there you go. Oziligath counters this by flying up. Then we got mortified the MD42, throwing a range hit into Umirin's plans here. And absolutely stellar, I was about to say static, but I would say stellar early opening moments here between Umirin and Oziligath here so far. Really rapid and aggressive action. Mortars getting up the fuel point here. Troops reinforcing, healing. Weasels, all we got Veterans 1 has been converted into a medical station. Which, I mean, to be fair, Weasels were actually used as ambulances, in particular, like, you know, parts of Western Europe where, like, you know, the road network wasn't as good. Or, you know, particularly, you know, when the Germans flooded, like, all over the Netherlands. The Weasel was quite handy, like, and I believe, for, like, you know, handling stuff like that. Or, you know, when they flooded, like, good parts of Western Germany. Stuff like that, basically. The Weasel could just get there, where the Jeep just couldn't, like other ambulance vehicles. So, I mean, this is, you know, fairly accurate in that sense. But there you go. Umirin pushing forwards here, ordering his Grenadiers up here to clear out that building. Of course, they do lack breaches. They're not been trained in that. How are they supposed to breach that? I mean, look at our boots. Like, I'm fairly certain the open zones is made out of paper. Up north here, troops pushing in here. Hard push there from Oziligath, swinging northwards here, looking to swing the axis again here from east-west to north-south. South now. Camping him up with the Weasel. 30 cals, mortars at the ready here. Grenadiers been caught here by the 30 cal. And further north here, Oziligath extends the range of the 1st Infantry Division here. 5th Rifle Company. In the south, though, Oziligath, or Umirin there, moves up with Grenadiers and MG42s here. Steadily advancing here, 30 cal starting around to deal with this German advance. But there you go, occupying the house with the MG42. That's going to be a heading and a half here for Oziligath. Or could become one for Umirin, depending what's going on. But there you go. Machine gun there, catching the machine gun out in the open. Mortars joining in there. It could deploy a smoke screen, though. But interesting enough, is not doing that at least so far. Other machine getting flanked here, but the Rifle Squad. A very good push there by Oziligath. Do we have any bars on the way? Yes, we do. Meanwhile, good flank here from Umirin. Moving up here through the southern roads. Sneaking up behind the 30 cal and completely unravels here. Like most of Oziligath's positions by the fuel point, like a poorly, you know, hide shoe. Going to swing up here, Ralph's going to top. We got the BARs up to the Browning automatic rifle. The main squad light automatic weapon there for the infantry. That's a fun fact there. It was a World War I era design weapon. But there were some updates by World War II that apparently some of the ones going into World War II might have still been equipped with the World War I version, which, amongst other things, had this interesting feature at automatic fire, and then instead of semi-automatic fire, it hit slow automatic fire, because it initially decided to just walk steadily across no man's line, you know, firing at the enemy as it advanced. So, little fun fact there. Panzer Grenadier Company up for Umirin and the German army. We got there the healing up as well. Very good, but no officers' quarters there, which is interesting. Sandbags up, then Grenadiers moving forwards. Mortars, captaining up as well there. Oziligath now got control of the map here. Umirin and the 21st Panzer Division are there for something setbacks. We got the Panzer up there, Kanone 40 on the way as well here for Umirin. I think in North Africa, the most common anti-tank gun was actually, I think, the PaK-36R, which is basically just a converted Soviet anti-tank gun to using PaK-40 ammunition. Fun fact. They even mounted the Martyrs, and they even had like an improvised tank destroyer based off a truck known as Diana mounting that gun. Again, that Diana bar is a nickname, but yeah, like, if you can look it up, it looks like something quite else. And part of me would have loved if they actually added it to the Communist figures. Might still do that because that thing is funky looking. Most engaging scouts moving up here as well. Mortar and the Panzer Grenadiers now in support here. The MP-40 Grenadiers of Umirinbrah and the 21st Panzer Division. Round squads flying in here. Oziligath's response here to this sudden deep flank of Umirin is hard and swift. And I like, by the way, it's worth pointing out, you know, Umirin is like pretty good at like just not attacking right into Oziligath's lines. He's like looking to hook around, like catching most opponent off guard. And Oziligath's also doing that quite well. So you really like, you know, high level play from both players. Umirin's up in the center of North here. Rascord and Grenadiers here. The ARs was the MP40s. Machine gun holding up here. In the south here, Rascord catching the Pioneers by the southern point. 30 cal. Oh, we got the... Technically it's a 30 cal there. We got a 30 cal there. We got a mortar there. Rascord forced away here. As Umirin breaks open the north here. Machine gun there getting mortared. Quickly forced out in the open before the roof collapses. And then some. Panzer at the corner holding back. Firing at the building here. Clearly looking to flush out Oziligath and also just numb the building. And we got the... Sorry about that. Panzer company up. Bit humid here. And I tend not to respond well to humidity, particularly when it's hot as well. And it's currently very hot and humid here in Denmark. Though not as hot and humid as elsewhere, thankfully. We got the takedown up here for Oziligath, though. So both players are rushing for the medium armor here in an aggressive maneuver from both sides. Fantastic stuff here. Grenadiers push back. MD-14 gauge draft squad here. I don't think they've seen any SSF commanders that are up for Oziligath, despite having gone, you know, for spec ops, as the SSF commanders are quite good now. I mean, I definitely say that one of the reasons if you're going to go for, like, special operations, you're kind of going for it in part for the SSF commanders with the Johnson light machine guns invented by Melvin Johnson. Again, I don't know why, but I absolutely love the name Melvin Johnson, and a man with such a name would proceed to, like, invent the Johnson light machine gun and the Johnson semi-automatic rifle. In the south, the machine gun there holding up the line here. Oziligath failing to break the southern holds here of the 21st Panzer Division. Got Ralph there pushing northwards and east as well. Here we got Panzer Grenadiers being caught a bit of air spot here, but most of the fighting is happening south of the road here as the 1st Infantry breach into southern fields. But there you go. Umirin there, spotted ahead of time, set up machine, but there you go. Not before Oziligath orders the captain to call an artillery strike. Building collapses, turned into rubble by the thunderous roar of the Panzerabwehrkanone 40. Further up north, the engineers, Ralph squad pushing in. We got a larger push here, and Umirin's men are kind of extended here. And there you go, pour it on them, and pour it on them they do. Shoot him, Carl! Shoot him! Well, what else am I supposed to do? Cheer them on? Grenadiers about to get wiped out here, though. That's going to be a great killer for Oziligath. That could actually hurt Umirin quite a bit there. Pushing him down from 4 to 3 squads. That'll make it harder here to, like, maintain control of the front line here against Oziligath, but also means he's going to have less support for, like, any offensive. So that definitely adds a bit of a problem there for him. Weasel still, by the way, roaming about here for Oziligath. No sign of a Sherman yet. As for Umirin and no Panzerkampf VR, they've actually been able to, like, control fuel points fairly well and disrupt each other fuel income. So neither player, despite having rushed for, like, you know, the big tank structures, had yet to be able to get out any tanks. Meanwhile, again, Umirin sneaking out there, finding gaps, and he exploits them aggressively. Really excellent infantry play here by Umirin against Oziligath. Top-notch play. Rather than sending out, and we do get the SSF commanders out there, a joint American-Canadian commander unit, by the way. Little fun fact there. Rather unique in that sense. And he's being pushed back here. Captain pushing forwards. The Canadians in that sense were fairly cooperative. And you know, they also had a lot of, shall we say, special things going on with the British. For example, in Normandy, you had British units being led by Canadian junior officers because the British were running out of them. SSF Command Push Force there, Johnson light machine guns on hand. And the best weapon to compare the Johnson light machine would actually be the German FG-42. Very much in sense the same design there. But there you go. Flanking here, the MG-42, or at least they think they do. Could pop a smoke grenade here, by the way, to come up there, but no, doesn't do so. I guess most players just don't like using white phosphorus grenades for actually intended purposes, which is just to create smoke. They're actually not intended to be chucked at people, but it's like, you know, people like spicy smoke more. Up north, Panzer Grenadiers push back. Machine gun almost taken out there by the airburst shells here. Oziligath really feeling the pressure. You can see that Umirin and the 21st Panzer Division is struggling here. They're having a bit of a hard time getting going, but now we do get the Panther 4 on the way for Umirin and the 21st Panzer Division. Finally able to rummage up something there from the 21st Panzer Regiment, 1st Panther Battalion, 2nd Panzer Company. MD-40 being flanked here, the Ralph score there. You go, Bob, you go. Show those Germans what for. Machine gun being pushed back here. Panzer IV arriving. I imagine we'll have something out here as well here for... Yes, Oziligath, he's got the Sherman on the way. Of course, Umirinbrah was able to get out his Panther faster thanks to the rapid production bullets of ability there. Meanwhile, over to Oziligath in the center, Glenn's being holding 30 cal veterans who are on there, but no veterans ability actually chosen. I know some people like Button, others like covered training, but I typically find Button vehicle happening more. Sherman out, Panther 4 driving in here, backed up in from the machine guns. Umirinbrah driving south here into the southern fields. Scouts confirming there is a Panther 4 as it shoots at its own men. Yeah, that's definitely a German tank. Grenadiers, or Panzers there moving in. We've got the Sherman moving up here. Gonna need some support though. SSF commandos linking up here with the Sherman. Could possibly lining up for a push here. Panther 4 withdrawing a bit. Clearly a bit concerned he might be poking his nose in too far for that support. We got those Panzer Grenadiers advancing here. Cautiously scanning the terrain. And we got air resupply that could open up for a fast anti-tank here for Umirinbrah. Probably one of the reasons he actually went for Spec Ops is because he can use this to still get an anti-tank up, but also be able to rush out tanks. So, bit sneaker there you go. Panther 4 versus Commandos and a Sherman, but there you go. Pack 40 now within range of the Sherman here. Channel engagement against Oziligath in a matter of moments. Commandos to push forwards with the bazookas, but the Panther 4 is definitely a bigger threat now, and I think Oziligath realizes he's going to just lose manpower here, so doing the smarter thing than losing manpower, he just withdraws his men. And there you go, up north, machine gun is getting hammered with airburst shells. In the center, Grenadiers are being hammered with 30 cal ammunition and more mortar fire. It is an absolutely intense match here, with little quarter given. We got more engineers here though, for Oziligath, thumbs up. Very crucial to keep preparing his tanks, obviously. The south here, another flank from Umirinbrah, using the south road, though further south. Umirinbrah is blocking a flank counter wire with the MD-42. There we go, we do get that air resupply operation now for Oziligath, and we got Starstruben for Umirinbrah, pulling on the most hardened reserves of the 21st Panzerdivision, hardened veterans of the Eastern Front, das Ostfront.
Victory point has fallen into enemy control.
SSF commanders there, hauling their Johnsons out, ready to mow down any Germans. But they'll soon have to pull out the bazookas again and whip that Johnsons back in. Good series of bazooka hits on the Panther 4. Umirinbrah establishing some fresh battlefield control against Oziligath, gaining the victory point lead here, or at least catching up in a sense. Establishing a more cohesive front line. We'll have to see how long this lasts, because Oziligath is not far away from another Sherman already. You could also go for Hellcats. You could even go for the 105mm Sherman, which would be a bold but interesting choice here from Oziligath. And there we go, we do get something, and it is a Sherman. Very good, very good. Panther getting hammered in the bazooka fire. Then he's caught with the 30 cal in the south here. An attempt to get around the machine, and it's actually slightly thwarted here as Robert sticks his head out. Meanwhile, going for the Pack 40 here with the Sherman. Pack 40 though there at the front is actually a bit tough to deal with at times. Can get a bit lucky, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, and for some reason, Oziligath is now trying to play Sherman in front of the Pack 40. I feel like this is a bit ambitious. I mean, obviously he's getting a bit of bad RNG to the extent that the Panther 4 bounced there, but oh, he did finally get it, but needs to get the Sherman out of there. Could also maybe line up some White Phosphorus. Pack anti-tank shoots up here, misses. Panther 4 bounces again. Pack 40 crew that takes out the Sherman, but still, that felt like a bit of a less engagement. Another Sherman out. Starstruben that almost got wiped out. Completely forgot about them during that heated engagement. Anti-tank flying up here, going to try and fire through the ruins again there, through the rubble, the debris. And the machine is back here. Sherman going for that Panther 4. Got shot through the front line with the Panzerkampf Wagen 4. And further south here, points being seized for the Rifle Squad. We got the MD-42 wiped as well here. Devastating there for Umirinbrah, and a great haul there for Oziligath. North here, we got Grenadiers, we got Grenade Assault here. Countless Steel Hand Grenade chuck there. We'll need to withdraw here in the face of the port on them. Right, and there you go, Panther 4. More Grenadiers in the Panzer. There we go, we could see Oziligath get punished here, folks. Standing now, that's going to be a wipe, that's going to be a wipe. And that's going to be painful there. We've got a BR dropped here for the Germans to seize. Still, Oziligath's maintaining good map control, but losing a Rifle Squad like that is going to hurt. He still has 3 infantry squads. But now it's Umirinbrah's actually got the lead of infantry in terms of just numbers. in terms of squads, because he's got like the Starstorm, he's got the Panzer, he's got 2 Grenadiers. SF commanders need to get a heavy cover though. For some reason it looks like he misclicked. He's showing the flanking the Panzer Grenadiers. Grenadiers home from the north here. Commander's about to get wiped out, I think, if he's not careful. Oh, he does have the knife throw. Starstorming in, and looks like he's going to grab the BR with those. Hey, look at what I found. It's an American BAR. Yeah, very nice. Now get back to shooting Americans. Or pistol whip you with my Luger. Nothing further here, the Umirinbrah. And let's pop back to his perspective.
We have 300 points remaining.
Clearly aiming here for the Tiger tank, the Tiger. We're back here, reinforcements healing. No additional armor signs here yet for Oziligath. Big 2 points wise. Oziligath continues to build up his lead over Umirinbrah and the 21st Panzer. We got the Stars and the machine gun just pouring it on the point now. Who needs a put on them button when you just do it with MG42s? Yeah, look at those puny Americans. They need a skill to put on. We just pulls the trigger on the MG42. Sherman engaging now. Pantherforming gonna flank him. We got a pack force spawn as well here. Gonna catch up potentially Oziligath off guard. Further south, Panzer gets run. Raft squad here, at least forced to withdraw. Sherman and flanking. Pack 40 joining in here. Oziligath Sherman is being pushed back here. And the anti-tank is in deep trouble here as well. Stars from there holding the line. Backed up in for 230 cal. Good to get wiped out, I think, here. Panther 4 being pushed back. And further south here. Oh, God, I'll wipe another squad with the bun grenade. Great hit here for Umirinbrah, but a painful blow to Oziligath has now lost 2 squads of infantry in a short amount of time here. Wait, where are the SSF commandos? Did they get wiped too? I think they did. He's going for 105 Sherman. He's actually down just 1 infantry squad now, his opponent with 4 squads. That's... I do feel like that's risky. I mean, he does have the MD42 and a 30 cal, so it's not obviously all terrible here for Oziligath, but... I mean, I have to be honest, that's nonetheless pretty grim. And now they got the Panzer gunners with the BAR as well there. Heinz! Why are you using a BAR? You got a Sturmgewehr. Ah, well, you know, the Canadians modify the BAR to somehow perform better than a Sturmgewehr. Really? Yeah. Up north, we've got the Sherman getting the Grenadiers on the northern victory point. We got another supply drop here. That means more weapons here for Oziligath and America. The first division. Up north, Grenadiers being pushed back with the Sherman engineers pouring in as well here. Mines with some flamethrowers, very good. Umirinbrah switching his offensive here. Capabilities to the south. Panther 4 crashing through the fields. And we got, oh, 105 Sherman out here for Oziligath. Delightful. 105 gun there. Northeast Sherman flanking in for 2, pushing him back here. Got 266 with 338 here. Panther 4 engaging El Capitan. Sherman about to engaging the Starstorm out in the own pack 40. Fires a great shot from the Sherman. In the southeast, Sherman 105 there, opening up. Capners getting pulverized by the Panther 4. Riflemen throwing themselves at it. Only to get shot at by the Panther 4 here. More to find the Starstorm. Umirinbrah wisely pulls his men out there before they get turned into pulp here by the now veteran 2 mortar. Thumbs up to the government got uses mortar volley. Ralph's getting pammeled there, but there go 2 anti-tank guns. Firing at the Panther 4. 1 shot goes through the other and bounces off like it was just a rock. Starstorm there, taking the hits. Grenadiers also taking the hits. And further up north here, Oziligath is flanking around the north side here of Umirinbrah's front line here. Could even threaten the fuel point if you really want to. And there you go, MG42 flanking the MG42. This match is definitely active. Sherman 105 moving forwards here, crashing through the walls. Machine in trouble. Sherman's about to get hit by the Panther 4. Umirinbrah assembling a smaller task force here. Grenadiers punch with 4. There goes Sherman though. Drives ahead, gets flanked by the Panther 4. Pack 40 joining in. MG42 down. That is his last MG42. If Oziligath gets this, this could become a massive headache. Engineers though took a massive hit. That's just, oh goodness, all of his engineers got completely offed there by Umirinbrah. A huge blow to Oziligath. We got the other Sherman flanking up the flanking the Panzer by Kanone with its 100 gun there. This match is hectic. Like, it's just like developments all the time. Like, you think, okay, now it's like suddenly all of the engineers just stopped existing. It's like, okay. Going for the carve point. Sherman falling back, destroying the machine gun there, meaning Umirinbrah now has to work without any MG42s except the one the Stuss were basically hauling around there. Imagine that being your only MG42. I mean, that's still a pretty good MG42, but still it's going to feel a bit, I think, strange to something. He has to replace all the engineers, well, of course, trying to dodge any questions about what happened to the other ones. So, where are the other engineers? They got lost. They got lost. Yeah, they took a wrong turn. You know, happens. Really? Yeah. I'm sure they're all fine back in, Utah. Utah? Yeah, Utah. It's a really nice place this time of year here. Then he's shouting to the captain here. Scouts falling back. Grenadiers in trouble. Not in trouble, actually. The Grenadiers are the trouble for the captain forcing him back. They was about to toss the Grenadier assault down. And there you go. 25-minute mark, though. Your mind has summoned forth the Tiger tanks. An infantry nearby found a first Schwere Panzerabteilung committing heavy steel here against the American lines. An attempt to force a decisive breakthrough and open up the frontier once more for Deutschland. Panzerling spotted with the Sherman, quickly takes an nasty hit, and then the MG42 joins in the fun there, halting your mind's attempt to spot a gap in the southern flank. Hacks up now from Sherman, great shot. Tiger tank advancing here. Meanwhile, Sherman Norfolk is going to catch the Panther 4 here, blasting away there, crashing through masonry. Anti-tanks though punching through the Panther 4's frontal armor here. Tiger tank advancing it, moving through the rubble. Shooting at the machine gun here, but the shot, ball shot, anti-tank shooting also whiffing, quite awkward. Another miss. Another miss. They're really trying to hit through the rubble, but it's just like, you know, we can't actually directly see it. It's a bit harder to suddenly hit it. Panther 4, meanwhile, is taking the hits. Starstorm hit the mortar fire. Could go for an airburst shelter. There you go. That's exactly what he's doing here. Yamari needs to be careful. He could lose these Starstorm. That would be quite a blow here to him. And a big win. There you go. Rudolph there. Expires and almost loses the entire squad. Somehow 3 men with next to no health survive. That is something incredible. Like in the south, the Grenadiers moving forwards again, going for another South Road flank, but no. Instead, we're going to see a YP on your mark. Another Grenadier squad sent off to the great pixelated pastures in the sky. Up north, at Panther over the Schützen. Thumbs up. Sherman going for it. But it's starting to look a bit heated down the infantry front on both sides as both players are starting to run out of troops. Sherman, though, goes down in a blaze of glory. Tiger tank, though, heavily damaged from the anti-tank guns, so apparently after enough shooting have found the weak spots in the armor, at least, you know, where the welds are bad, I suppose. Meanwhile, we got a whiz-bang being prepared possibly here for Oziligath. There's a Tiger tank? I mean, I guess. No, that's an ability picked here for his hunt and farm on Sherman. Tiger tank, Panther 4 need repairs. Further up north, the Panzer Grenadiers trying to flank a 30 cal instead. They are the ones in trouble. And we do get a whiz-bang now from Oziligath. We do get the Sherman whiz-bang. Good golly, this match just keeps on delivering. Starstorm right into the farm with Sherman. And Friedrich there immediately just ceases to exist in the blink of an eye. And now we got the MG42 back on the farm with Sherman here, causing further grief here for Umirinbrah. Pushing back the Grenadiers. Panther flying northwards. Got the 30 cal there as the Panzer guns. Panther flying to try and resolve the situation here in the way most German tanks resolve the situation by shooting at it. Whizbang falling a bit back here. Oziligath moving his tanks about here. Tiger taking the move again, not for repair, but I think at this point your mind realizes what the victory point counted is. He needs action, not repairs. Meanwhile up north here, another machine team goes down, but this time it's an American weapons team. He could seize it and turn it against Oziligath, or we could just destroy it, I suppose, but I do think it's better not to allow Oziligath to get it back here. Tiger tanking more shots through the sidearm. There you go, incendiary bombing run being called in the anti-tank guns. Though he doesn't follow up on it, this allows the anti-tank to more easily escape, and Umirinbrah not to really follow up on it. But at least he's got the northern victory point now, but he's down to like almost 100. Large conflagration here, but nothing to really like significantly harm here. Titan forwards again, this time supported by Grenadier and of course Starstorm. Panther 4 is good to go. Almost in the ace level 2. Whizbang going up here. 30 cal there, hard at work shooting Germans. Panther moving up, getting hit by the anti-tank that's there already. Meanwhile there, 100 farm Sherman blasting the guns in the center here. Tiger tank shoots and was that the pack? That perhaps the Tiger tank. All the way though. Grenadiers in trouble. We got another flank here from Oziligath, and again, I really like just how they're flanking across this map. And there you go. We got a Whispering Barrage. Run the Tiger and the Grenadiers and the Pioneers. Oh, goodness, the Pioneers. The Pioneers. Oh, no. Nine. Not the Pioneer. Oh, God. First it was Oziligath's Engineers, and now it's just Umirinbrah's Pioneers that just get deleted. What is it with this match? It just Engineers delete us. Like, Panzerguns still flanking, cleared on a machine gun, but they're forced back. What is like just the sheer amount of aggressive tactics and just sometimes awe-inspiring moments of just utter moral abandon. Tiger tank there, cleared out an anti-tank gun crew. Good kill there for Umirinbrah. Over to his perspective, obviously. Game-wise perspective, I don't quite know what his perspective is, and just watching all his Pioneers get pasted across this Tiger tank. 30 cal, they're opening up on the German command and the mortars. The Grenadiers run to the 30 cal in the center, getting suppressed. More Pioneers for Umirinbrah. And we got the Sherman joining in the fun. They're hammering the suppressed Grenadiers. Machine gun in trouble here. Tiger tank moving forwards.
Pioneers are reporting for duty.
Okay, center there, grab with the Germans. Start moving forwards. They could do with an extra guy there and maybe some healing. Mostly an extra guy. Sherman forwards there. It's the Whispering, but he actually dropped the rocket pod just to get more firepower now against Umirinbrah's infantry and tanks. 30 cal in trouble as the Starstruppen, though the Starstruppen are also in trouble now, down just 2 men. And their health count is dropping further. We got another anti bomber on here, I think. And meanwhile, what is going on over here, I think? I don't know. Pioneer's pushing forwards here. I think he's mining? What's the Pioneer's doing now? I don't know. Getting a bit strange there. Maybe it's just... Oh dear, the Tiger tank getting flanked here, taking heavy damage! Heavy damage! Tiger tank took an immense amount of damage. Got the Panther 4 finally moving in. I think Umirinbrah remembered he had a Panther 4. 92 the versus 309 here. Things are getting pretty tense here for Umirinbrah. We got Oziligath rushing for the northern victory point. Sherman's moving forwards. Other Shermans not quite as much moving forwards. Anti-tank recruiter. We got Panzerguns going for the bunker grenade on the MG42 team. Could wipe it, he could reclaim it. Sherman gets off a good shot, and Umirinbrah there makes off the MG42. Meaning he now has 2 machine guns, a 30 cal and an MG42, and I think Oziligath is now the one with no machine guns. He's going for another Sherman, though part of me would suggest a Hellcat, both to deal with the Panther 4 and more crucially to the Tiger tank. We'll have to see, but... Oh, we also got another BAL left out in the open. Wait, did Oziligath lose another infantry squad? Does he actually have any infantry left? I believe the answer to that question is no, he's got no infantry left. I mean, he's got engineers, he's got the cap, but he just lacks, you know, solid mainline troops here. Captain there, those getting polarized. Got a steel hunt gun out of assault here from Umirinbrah. Grenades going off here. Sherman gets off a decent shot there. But yeah, the lack of infantry could prove to be another issue for Oziligath as the match goes on. Tiger tank receiving repairs, and again, I like how it's just like, you know, okay. Don't worry about all of, you know, the things overseas. It totally not the signs of all the previous Pioneers getting, you know, turned into moon dust. Just don't worry about it. Don't think too much about it. It's just American propaganda. Does American propaganda use so much ketchup? Yeah, totally. Then he's going to hamper the Sherman in the south here. We got 68 versus 304. I can imagine if he hadn't dropped that rocket pod, just fired again here. Oh boy. South side, the Grenadiers rounded with the Sherman, unable to withstand the might of the Sherman. 105 Sherman keeping up in reserve. Panther going for north flank, though, into the anti-tank. Though it's worth noting, his anti-tank is actually like lightly defended and quite extended, in fact. There you go, got one on the cruise there and wiped them. This is actually a bit of a problem there for Oziligath because, like, those are his primary means of dealing with the Tiger tank more seriously, taking on the current circumstances. And the Tiger tank scores a wipe on the second anti-tank crew. This is a huge problem for Oziligath. Tonight he's lacking tank destroyers. Flank up, they did. There's a Pack 40 could also try and grab back here. If the Germans destroy the anti-tank guns, which is what they're clearly doing, this could become a massive problem for Oziligath, who's now destroying his opponent's Pack 40 as well, which does make sense. Meanwhile, though, Umirinbrah is bringing up another Panther 4. Almost got the Starstruppen here, but he doesn't destroy them. He continues focusing on the pack. A missed opportunity, I think, here by Oziligath. Wiping those Starstruppen would have been immense. I kind of like just got too focused here, unfortunately. Or, if you're Umirinbrah, fortunately got over-focused. But now Oziligath has 9 tank guns, though neither does Umirinbrah, but he has a Tiger tank and an Ace Panzer IV, at which states anti-tank guns do become somewhat less relevant. Second Panzer IV, also thumbs up for going for the Schützen upgrade there. 2 thumbs up, in fact. 2 thumbs. So to be in, if you finally got a Hellcat there for Oziligath, does feel a bit late to the party there. But yeah, he's got no infantry left. Like, he's got engineers. And there you go. 2 Panther Force versus the Sherman. He does also have Mark Beagle. Panther Force diving in here. Sherman taking immense amount of damage. Hellcat has arrived, but the Sherman is getting pummeled by the Panther Force. We got the Titan unit as well here. Hellcat arriving. Panther Force about to get knocked out here. Lit up like a fuse. There we go. Panther Force down. Hellcat is taking immense amounts of damage. It's popping out there with flanking speed. Titanium Forge knocks out the Hellcat. It's an absolute armored slugout. We got Mark Beagle here, making use of the tanks to be penetrating the damaged. Pulling back here across a small but looks to be rich here. Firing into the Titans, using the Hunter Sherman as bait. Clever, clever, but maybe not clever enough here. Hunter Sherman is down. Panther Force control versus the 2 Shermans, so they keep firing here. Tiger tank almost knocks it out. We got an ace level Tiger. Another Sherman is on fire. This, I think, is it. This is it. Yup, and with that, it is GG, game over. Umirinbrah pulls through. That was really intense at times. There's some absolutely explosive moments. Good God. I mean, Oziligath was really close to winning, but I think that slight slip here, which he's kept the entertainers like way too far out, with like not enough to screen or cover them, I think was like one crucial error. It's again, it just allowed Umirinbrah to walk up and blast them. You always need to be more careful about that in Coh3 and in Coh2, where into tank and crews could just like, you know, survive Armageddon, but here, like, you know, in a tank says a good position to shoot, they can actually knock them out. Like, you know, closer to the flank, they have this gun shield, whereas here, like, head on, obviously it's going to be much tougher. Though I think the other issue is just like, you know, you probably should have gone for more Hellcats sooner here versus Umirinbrah. I think that's the other slip up there from Oziligath, and I think there's a final one, which is just no mines. I think he'd done some of those things differently and also just not lost all of his infantry. I think Oziligath actually put in very much on Q to win this. That said, it's not like Umirinbrah was doing poorly either. He did quite well. And I think what Umirinbrah did really well was actually exploit like flanks and, more crucially, any mistakes Oziligath made, because, you know, I feel like that's one of the things that tends to get overlooked a bit. It's like, you know, player agency, in particular aggressive player agency, matters so much in Coh3 compared to Coh2, which is actually why I enjoy casting Coh3 so much more. It's like, you know, these moments where you can like really see, okay, my opponent made a mistake and I can exploit it, and you just really see it like happen so much more aggressively, just, you know, aggressive actions rewarded. So really nice match between Oziligath and Umirinbrah. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, tell your friends, tell your family, but not your enemy. This is Infantry. Cheers. See you all tomorrow for the next episode. And again, we should like to support the Propagandacaster. You can donate or pledge on Patreon. Links are in the description. This is Infantry. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for the next episode. Bye, everyone.